How women fall in love, the Stoic secrets men never learn. Have you ever wondered why some men never have to try, yet women fall deeply for them? They don't chase, they don't beg, they don't flood her phone with messages, and still she chooses them over everyone else. Meanwhile, millions of men are out there trying so hard, texting nonstop, buying gifts, cracking jokes, yet in the end, they still get ignored, ghosted, or replaced. Here's the hard truth. Women don't fall in love the way most men imagine. They don't fall for words. They don't fall for constant attention. They fall for a feeling of safety, a feeling of respect, a feeling that comes only when a man is calm, steady, and unshakable. The man who doesn't lose control under pressure. The man who doesn't collapse when life tests him. That is the man she trusts. That is the man she chooses. And in this video, you'll discover the hidden map of how women actually fall in love, step by step, and why Stoicism is the secret most men will never learn. Stay with me until the end, because once you understand this, you'll stop asking, what do I say to make her like me? Instead, you'll know, this is who I am, and this is why she chooses me. Part 1. The hidden tests of women. Have you ever noticed that sometimes a woman will suddenly go silent? She doesn't reply to your message right away. Or maybe she throws a small argument your way, something that feels unnecessary. Other times, it happens in public. She might laugh at a joke at your expense, or watch closely when another woman gives you attention. Most men see these moments as problems. They think she's being difficult, emotional, or even unfair. And if you're like most men, your first instinct is to panic, to over-explain, to apologize too much, to react without thinking. But here's the hard truth. She's not doing this just to play games. These moments are tests, not conscious ones, but tests that come from deep inside her psychology. Tests that ask one powerful question. Is this man strong enough for me to trust? You see, women live in a world of emotions that rise and fall like waves. And when those emotions take over, they look to see if you can stay steady, if you can hold your ground without falling into the storm. This is where most men fail. The reactive man treats these tests as attacks. He feels wounded. He scrambles to defend himself, to win her approval back. And the more he reacts, the weaker he looks. Think about it. When she pulls away for a few hours, how do you respond? Do you start texting her over and over? Are you mad? Did I do something wrong? Please talk to me. Every message screams fear. Every word tells her, you are my anchor. Without you I collapse. And that energy, it doesn't feel safe. It feels heavy. It feels needy. It drains her instead of grounding her. Now imagine the opposite. The Stoic man faces the exact same moment. She goes quiet. She pulls back. Maybe she even pushes a little harder to see what happens. And instead of chasing, he breathes. He waits. He stays calm. He continues living his life, steady and unshaken. Do you see the difference? The reactive man fights her storm with his own. The Stoic man allows the storm to pass, and in his calmness, she feels safe again. Here's what most men don't realize. Every test is not an attack, it's an invitation. An invitation to show strength. An invitation to prove, without words, that you are grounded in who you are. Let me give you an example. A woman throws out a small argument. You never listen to me. You don't care about what I feel. A reactive man jumps in. What are you talking about? I always listen. You're wrong. He raises his voice. His pride is hurt, and the energy escalates. But a Stoic man, he listens. He nods. He stays calm. He might say, I hear you. Tell me what's on your mind. No panic. No desperate defense. Just calm presence. Guess which man she respects more? Guess which man she feels safer with? The truth is this. Women don't test because they want to break you. They test because they want to trust you. Because deep down, every woman knows life will bring storms. And she needs to know, will you be her rock, or will you collapse beside her? That's why Stoicism matters. It's not about being cold, or silent, or emotionless. It's about being steady, feeling deeply, but never being ruled by those feelings. It's about showing that when life shakes, you don't. Here's a perspective most men miss. Every time she tests you, she's not asking, "Are you perfect?" She's asking, "Are you strong enough for me to lean on?" And when you respond with calmness, you're giving her the answer she craves. Not with speeches, not with jokes, not with flowers or gifts, but with your presence. So next time she goes silent, or starts an argument, or pulls away, pause. Don't react. Don't beg. Don't panic. Instead, remember this. This is your chance to prove what kind of man you are. The reactive man loses her respect. The stoic man earns it. And in that respect, love begins to grow. Part 2. The 5 stages of how women fall in love. Most men think women fall in love overnight. One date, one kiss, one romantic gesture, and she's yours forever. But that's not how it works. Love doesn't strike like lightning. It builds. It grows layer by layer, step by step, until it becomes something unshakable. The truth. Women fall in love through a process. 5 clear stages that most men never see. And here's the wake-up call. If you fail to meet her needs at any stage, she doesn't move forward. She moves on. So let's break it down. Stage 1. Admiration of calm confidence. At the very beginning, she's watching closely. Not your car, not your bank account, not even your muscles. She's watching you. How you walk into a room. How you react when things go wrong. How you carry yourself when the world isn't perfect. If she sees calmness, self-assurance, and composure, admiration begins. It's not about perfection. It's about presence. Ask yourself this. When life throws you a curveball, do you explode or do you breathe? That answer decides if admiration sparks or if attraction dies on day 1. Stage 2. Emotional safety. Once admiration takes root, she starts asking, "Do I feel safe with him?" This isn't just about physical safety. It's emotional. Can she share her thoughts without judgment? Can she show her fears without being mocked? Can she let down her guard and still feel protected? Most men fail here. They either rush to fix her feelings, or they dismiss them as overreacting. Both responses kill emotional safety. The stoic man, though, listens. He doesn't panic when she's upset. He doesn't rush to silence her emotions. He creates space, and in that space, she feels safe. Safety is the soil where love grows. Without it, admiration withers. Stage 3. Respect and desire merging. Now comes the real turning point. It's not enough that she likes you. It's not enough that she feels comfortable. For love to ignite, respect must join desire. Here's the hard truth. Women may desire many men, but they only love the ones they respect. And respect doesn't come from money or charm. It comes from strength of character. Can you control yourself under pressure? Can you stay grounded when life tests you? Can you show discipline when temptation is near? If yes, respect deepens. And when respect meets desire, attraction multiplies. Stage 4. Emotional investment. Something powerful shifts here. She begins to choose. She invests her time, her energy, her heart. This is when she cancels plans with others because she wants to see you. When she thinks about you before falling asleep. When she tells her friends about you. Not just as a date, but as a man who matters. Why does she invest? Because she senses your presence isn't fleeting. Because your steadiness gives her peace. And peace mixed with respect and desire makes her want more. This is where many men panic. They get needy. They start demanding commitment, pushing for guarantees. But pressure kills love. The stoic man doesn't push. He lets her invest freely because he knows what she gives by choice, she will never regret. Stage 5. Deep attachment. Finally, love becomes unshakable. She feels proud of you. She admires you not just as a man, but as a partner she can trust for life. At this stage, small flaws don't matter anymore. Your calmness, your strength, your presence outweigh everything else. She doesn't just want you, she's attached. She's bonded. Her heart has found a rock it can lean on. And here's the beauty. This bond is hard to break because it's built on trust, not tricks. The pattern most men never see. Do you notice the pattern? At every stage, the traits of a stoic man are what carry her deeper. Calm confidence sparks admiration. Emotional control builds safety. Strength of character creates respect. Steady presence inspires investment. Inner stability locks the deep bond. But here's the warning. Most men try to skip steps. They rush. They want instant results. They push for love before it's ready to grow. And when they push, they lose. Love is not a sprint. It's a river carving through stone, slow, steady, unstoppable. Final message. So the next time you wonder why love slipped through your fingers, ask yourself, did I respect the process? Or did I try to force what should have been earned step by step? The Stoic man understands. You don't chase love. You don't demand it. You build it through presence, patience, and strength. And when you live this way, women don't just like you. They don't just want you. They fall in love with you, deeply, quietly, and permanently. Part 3. Masculine versus feminine energy, the balance women crave. Let's face it, modern dating has confused a lot of men. We live in a world where people tell you, just be nice, just be funny, just give her attention and she'll fall in love. But here's the hard truth. None of those things create the spark that makes her want to stay. Because deep down, women aren't searching for nice. They're searching for balance. And that balance comes from the dance between masculine and feminine energy. The core truth. Masculine energy is not about muscles or money. It's not about being loud or controlling. True masculine energy is about direction. It's about steadiness. It's about being able to lead without chaining someone down. Feminine energy, on the other hand, is about flow. It's about emotion, intuition, and the freedom to express fully. When a woman feels her feminine energy meeting a man's steady masculine energy, she feels safe to let go. She feels safe to trust. She feels safe to love. But when she feels she has to carry both roles, when the man is weak, unstable, or needy, she can't relax. She is forced into her masculine, and the spark dies. Example 1, the direction test. Picture this. A couple is deciding where to eat. The man says, I don't know. Whatever you want. He thinks he's being easygoing, but to her, it feels like he has no direction, no leadership. She now has to make the decision, carry the weight, take the lead. That tiny moment seems small, but it chips away at attraction. Now imagine the Stoic man. He listens to her, considers her preferences, and then calmly says, let's go here. I think you'll like it. No panic, no controlling, just direction. And instantly, she feels lighter. She feels guided. She feels feminine again. Example 2, emotional storms. Women feel emotions in waves. One moment she's joyful. The next, she may be stressed, anxious, or doubtful. A reactive man matches her storm with his own. She gets upset. He gets upset. She panics. He panics. And suddenly, instead of balance, there are two storms colliding. But the Stoic man, he becomes the rock. He listens. He breathes. He stays steady. She feels the storm inside her settle, not because it disappeared, but because its calmness gave her balance. And in that moment, she falls a little deeper in love. The mistake most men make. Here's the painful truth. Many men today have abandoned their masculine energy. They chase approval. They change who they are to please her. They think love means becoming whatever she wants. But women don't fall in love with a man who bends to every whim. They fall in love with a man who stands firm in his values, while still respecting hers. There's a difference between being stubborn and being steady. A stubborn man refuses to listen. A steady man listens, but does not lose himself. And that difference is everything. Why women crave balance? Biologically and psychologically, women are drawn to balance. Her emotions run deep, and she wants a man who can hold her through them. Her world is fluid, and she wants a man whose direction anchors her. This isn't weakness, it's attraction. It's the polarity between energies that creates chemistry. Think of it like a dance. When the man leads with calm direction, the woman feels free to flow. She feels safe to express her femininity, knowing she won't be judged or abandoned. That's when the spark ignites. That's when admiration turns into trust. That's when she starts to see him not just as a man she desires, but as a man she can follow through life. The Stoic advantage. Now you see why Stoicism is so powerful in love. Because Stoicism is the foundation of true masculine energy. It teaches you to be calm when others panic, to hold your values when others waver, to respond with strength instead of reacting with weakness. And when a woman meets that energy, something happens inside her. She relaxes. She feels at ease. Her feminine energy flows naturally because your masculine energy has created the space for it, the hard truth. So here's the wake-up call. If you want women to fall in love with you, stop chasing, stop begging, stop trying to mold yourself into her approval. Instead, ask yourself, am I a man with direction? Am I a man who holds steady under pressure? Am I a man who leads without controlling? Because that is the kind of man she can love without hesitation. Final message. Masculine and feminine are not enemies. They are complements. And when you embody the calm, steady strength of Stoicism, you create the balance she craves. That balance doesn't just attract her. It keeps her. It makes her choose you. Not because she needs you, but because she wants you. And that, my friend, is the kind of love that lasts. Part 4. Reactive versus Stoic men in real-life scenarios. Most men don't realize this. A woman doesn't just listen to your words. She watches your reactions. In her eyes, every moment is a window into your strength or your weakness. And nothing reveals your true character faster than how you handle pressure. Because when life tests you, one of two men shows up, the reactive man or the stoic man. Let's break this down with real-life scenarios. Scenario 1, the argument test. She's upset. Maybe you forgot to text her back. Maybe she misunderstood your words. The reactive man panics. He floods her phone with messages. I'm sorry, please don't be mad. Are you leaving me? Did I do something wrong? His energy feels desperate. He's not calming her storm. He's adding chaos to it. And what happens? She doesn't feel safe. Her respect for him drops. Now imagine the stoic man. Same situation. She's emotional, maybe even angry. But instead of reacting, he listens. He stays calm. His tone is steady. His presence grounded. And here's the twist. Even if she's wrong, she respects him more. Because in her storm, he was the rock. Scenario 2, the social test. Picture this. You're out with friends. Someone makes a rude joke at your expense. The reactive man snaps back immediately. Or he sulks. His pride is wounded. The room goes tense. Everyone feels awkward. And she feels embarrassed to be next to him. But the stoic man, he smiles. Maybe even laughs it off. Because he knows his worth isn't shaken by a cheap insult. And what happens? The insult dies without power. The people around him respect his composure, and she looks at him with pride, thinking, that's my man. Scenario 3, the silence test. This one is subtle, but powerful. Sometimes a woman pulls back without even realizing it. She delays a reply. She goes quiet. She wants to see how you'll respond. The reactive man explodes with fear. He spams her phone with texts, calls non-stop, demands answers. His panic screams weakness. But the stoic man, he gives her space. He trusts himself. He continues his life, calm and steady. And here's the paradox. Instead of losing interest, she feels more drawn to him. Because his patience shows strength. And strength is magnetic. Scenario 4, the stress test. Life throws problems at everyone. Money struggles, family issues, work stress. The reactive man collapses. He complains. He blames others. He drowns in negativity. She feels like she has to carry him. And nothing drains attraction faster than a man who becomes a burden. But the stoic man, he faces the same challenges, but differently. He doesn't deny the problem. He accepts it. He works with logic and patience. His energy says, we will get through this. And she feels secure because his steadiness protects her peace. The pattern women see. Do you notice the pattern? The reactive man adds chaos. The stoic man brings calm. The reactive man looks for approval. The stoic man earns respect. The reactive man loses control. The stoic man is controlled. And here's the truth women never say out loud. They may laugh at the funny guy. They may enjoy the smooth talker. But they fall in love with the man who is steady when tested. Because deep down, every woman knows life won't always be easy. There will be storms, and when the storm comes, she doesn't want another storm. She wants a rock, the hard truth. So let me give it to you straight. You don't lose women because you're unattractive. You lose them because you're unstable. She can sense weakness in seconds. She can feel neediness before you even text. And when she sees it, she pulls away. Not out of cruelty, but out of instinct. But when she feels your strength, your calmness, your composure, she invests. She trusts. She falls. Final message. Every argument, every silence, every stressful moment, every social challenge, they are not traps. They are opportunities. Opportunities to prove, not with words, but with presence, that you are a man worth trusting. So the next time life tests you, ask yourself, will I be the reactive man or the stoic man? Because that choice decides whether she drifts away or whether she falls in love with you, step by step, storm after storm. Part 5. The Science and Psychology of Love. Most men think love is magic, that it just happens. That if you say the right words, send enough texts, or make her laugh, suddenly, boom, she'll fall for you. But here's the hard truth. Love isn't random. It's not luck. It's not magic. Love follows patterns. And those patterns are written in both psychology and biology. If you understand them, you stop guessing. If you ignore them, you keep failing. The hormone of bonding, oxytocin. Let's start with science. When a woman feels safe, respected, and emotionally connected, her brain releases oxytocin, the so-called love hormone. Oxytocin is what makes her feel bonded. It's what turns attraction into attachment. And here's the kicker. Oxytocin doesn't spike when you buy her gifts or flood her with compliments. It spikes when she feels secure in your presence. Think about it. When you stay calm during her emotional storm, oxytocin rises. When you protect her peace instead of feeding chaos, oxytocin rises. When you listen without judgment, oxytocin rises. That's when her body whispers, I can love this man. Why safety comes before desire? Here's something most men never realize. Before a woman can truly desire you, she has to feel safe with you. Because without safety, desire feels dangerous. It feels like walking on thin ice. Yes, she may laugh at your jokes. Yes, she may enjoy your company. But if she doesn't feel secure, she won't let herself attach. That's why women drift away from the funny guy, the charming guy, the guy who seems perfect. Because deep down, he doesn't make her feel grounded. And that grounding, that's the gift of Stoicism, attachment theory and love. Psychology calls attachment. Humans don't bond through logic, they bond through emotions. You can list your accomplishments, your job, your house, your skills. But none of that creates attachment. Attachment grows when she feels emotionally safe, when she feels seen, when she feels you won't collapse under pressure. If you're reactive, she feels unstable. If you're steady, she relaxes. And when she relaxes, she opens her heart. That's the science of connection. Excitement versus connection. Here's another hard truth. Many men confuse excitement with connection. They think if they're funny enough, entertaining enough, thrilling enough, she'll stay. But excitement fades. Jokes are forgotten. Smooth words disappear the moment the conversation ends. What she remembers is not what you said, but how she felt around you. Did she feel calm? Did she feel respected? Did she feel drawn into your steady energy? If yes, she comes closer. If not, she drifts away, no matter how entertaining you were. Why neediness destroys love. This is why neediness is so deadly. A needy man drains a woman's energy. He looks to her for validation, for safety, for grounding. But here's the paradox. She cannot feel safe with a man who needs her more than he can hold himself. Because if he can't steady his own emotions, how can he steady hers? The Stoic man flips this. He doesn't chase validation. He doesn't crumble under silence. He doesn't seek approval. He embodies presence. And in that presence, she feels peace. And in that peace, love grows. Science meets Stoicism. When you connect the dots, it becomes obvious. Oxytocin flows when she feels safe. Attachment deepens when she feels secure. Respect builds when you show strength of character. Desire stays alive when safety, and excitement balance each other. This isn't about tricks. It's about chemistry meeting character. It's about biology rewarding the man who is steady, calm, and strong. The wake-up call. So here's your wake-up call. Stop wasting time on surface tactics. Stop obsessing over clever lines, fancy gifts, or desperate chasing. Because the science says none of that creates lasting love. What creates lasting love is emotional safety. And emotional safety comes only from presence, strength, and control. That's why Stoicism isn't just a philosophy. It's a biological advantage. Final message. At the end of the day, women don't fall in love by accident. They fall in love when their bodies and minds both say, "Here I am safe. Here I can trust. Here I can love." And the man who gives her that gift isn't the loudest in the room. He isn't the funniest. He isn't the richest. He's the man who masters himself. The man who can carry his own storms. The man who turns chaos into calm. That's the man she bonds with. That's the man she stays with. That's the man she loves for life. Part 5. The 8 Stoic Principles for Dating. Up to this point, you've seen why women fall for the Stoic man, why calmness, strength, and presence beat charm, money, or endless chasing. But knowing isn't enough. If you want results, you have to live it. You need principles you can hold onto when emotions rise, when life gets messy, when love feels uncertain. So let's break down 8 Stoic principles for dating that will change how women see you and how you see yourself. Principle 1. Stay calm in conflict. Arguments will happen. Misunderstandings are part of every relationship. The reactive man shouts, interrupts, or defends too quickly. The Stoic man breathes first. He listens. He asks questions instead of throwing blame. Think about it. Which man builds trust? The one who adds fire, or the one who cools it down? Every conflict is a chance to show whether you're chaos or control. Principle 2. Lead with actions, not pressure. Weak men demand commitment. They push. They beg for attention. They pressure for answers. But pressure kills desire. The Stoic man leads by example, through discipline, consistency, and self-respect. He shows his values in how he works, how he lives, and how he treats people. And because of that, women choose to follow, not because they were forced, but because they were inspired. Principle 3. Respond, don't react. Dating will test you. She may delay her reply. She may pull back emotionally. Life may throw sudden challenges at you. The reactive man panics. He reacts in fear. The Stoic man pauses. He responds with strength. That pause is power, because the first reaction is usually weakness. The considered response is always strength. Principle 4. Control your desires. Women notice when a man can't control himself. Drinking too much, chasing every woman, overindulging in food, money, or pleasure. These habits scream, "I am a slave to my impulses." But the Stoic man enjoys life without being ruled by it. He knows when to stop. He knows how to walk away. And that discipline earns deep respect because it shows he can lead himself, which means he can lead others. Principle 5. Protect peace, not ego. Most men ruin relationships because of ego. They fight to be right. They fight to win arguments. They fight to prove dominance. But the Stoic man doesn't need to win every battle. He doesn't let ego destroy peace. He values harmony over pride. And here's the paradox. When you let go of ego, you gain respect. Because women admire the man who protects the bond instead of his own vanity. Principle 6. Be present, not distracted. We live in a world of noise, phones, work, stress, constant distraction. Most men half listen. They nod while scrolling. But women crave presence. They crave your full attention. The Stoic man looks her in the eye. He listens fully. He makes her feel valued. And here's the secret. When a woman feels valued, she invests even deeper in you. Principle 7. Accept what you cannot control. Life won't always go your way. She may cancel plans. She may test your patience. Unexpected problems will always show up. The reactive man grows bitter. He blames. He sulks. The Stoic man accepts reality with grace. He understands. Control your attitude, not the world. That calm acceptance shows maturity. It tells her, this man is steady no matter what. Principle 8. Live by values, not approval. Here's the most important principle. Most men live for women's approval. They change who they are just to keep her happy. But women don't fall in love with puppets. They fall in love with men who have standards. Men who live by values, even when it's hard. The Stoic man respects himself first. He knows what he stands for. And because of that, she trusts him more than the man who bends at every whim. The bigger picture. Do you see the pattern? Calmness builds trust. Discipline earns respect. Presence creates intimacy. Values build admiration. These aren't tricks. These are habits. Habits you practice daily, at work, in friendships, in love. And the more you practice, the more natural they become. Until one day, you realize you're no longer chasing women. Women are choosing you. Final message. So here's the challenge. Don't just listen. Don't just nod. Apply. Next time conflict rises, breathe. Next time ego stirs, protect peace. Next time desire tempts, control it. Next time life shakes, stand steady. Because when you live these 8 principles, you don't just become more attractive. You become unshakable. You become respected. You become the man women trust, follow, and love for life. Part 6. The 8 Stoic Principles for Dating. Up to this point, you've seen why women fall for the Stoic man, why calmness, strength, and presence beat charm, money, or endless chasing. But knowing isn't enough. If you want results, you have to live it. You need principles you can hold on to when emotions rise, when life gets messy, when love feels uncertain. So let's break down 8 Stoic principles for dating that will change how women see you and how you see yourself. Principle 1. Stay calm in conflict. Arguments will happen. Misunderstandings are part of every relationship. The reactive man shouts, interrupts, or defends too quickly. The Stoic man breathes first. He listens. He asks questions instead of throwing blame. Think about it. Which man builds trust? The one who adds fire, or the one who cools it down? Every conflict is a chance to show whether you're chaos or controlled. Principle 2. Lead with actions, not pressure. Weak men demand commitment. They push. They beg for attention. They pressure for answers. But pressure kills desire. The Stoic man leads by example, through discipline, consistency, and self-respect. He shows his values in how he works, how he lives, and how he treats people. And because of that, women choose to follow, not because they were forced, but because they were inspired. Principle 3. Respond, don't react. Dating will test you. She may delay her reply. She may pull back emotionally. Life may throw sudden challenges at you. The reactive man panics. He reacts in fear. The Stoic man pauses. He responds with strength. That pause is power, because the first reaction is usually weakness. The considered response is always strength. Principle 4. Control your desires. Women notice when a man can't control himself. Drinking too much, chasing every woman, overindulging in food, money, or pleasure. These habits scream, I am a slave to my impulses. But the Stoic man enjoys life without being ruled by it. He knows when to stop. He knows how to walk away. And that discipline earns deep respect because it shows he can lead himself, which means he can lead others. Principle 5. Protect peace, not ego. Most men ruin relationships because of ego. They fight to be right. They fight to win arguments. They fight to prove dominance. But the Stoic man doesn't need to win every battle. He doesn't let ego destroy peace. He values harmony over pride. And here's the paradox. When you let go of ego, you gain respect. Because women admire the man who protects the bond instead of his own vanity. Principle 6. Be present, not distracted. We live in a world of noise, phones, work, stress, constant distraction. Most men half listen. They nod while scrolling. But women crave presence. They crave your full attention. The Stoic man looks her in the eye. He listens fully. He makes her feel valued. And here's the secret. When a woman feels valued, she invests even deeper in you. Principle 7. Accept what you cannot control. Life won't always go your way. She may cancel plans. She may test your patience. Unexpected problems will always show up. The reactive man grows bitter. He blames. He sulks. The Stoic man accepts reality with grace. He understands. Control your attitude, not the world. That calm acceptance shows maturity. It tells her, this man is steady no matter what. Principle 8. Live by values, not approval. Here's the most important principle. Most men live for women's approval. They change who they are just to keep her happy. But women don't fall in love with puppets. They fall in love with men who have standards. Men who live by values, even when it's hard. The Stoic man respects himself first. He knows what he stands for. And because of that, she trusts him more than the man who bends at every whim. The bigger picture. Do you see the pattern? Calmness builds trust. Discipline earns respect. Presence creates intimacy. Values build admiration. These aren't tricks. These are habits. Habits you practice daily. At work, in friendships, in love. And the more you practice, the more natural they become. Until one day, you realize you're no longer chasing women. Women are choosing you. Final message. So here's the challenge. Don't just listen. Don't just nod. Apply. Next time conflict rises, breathe. Next time ego stirs, protect peace. Next time desire tempts, control it. Next time life shakes, stand steady. Because when you live these 8 principles, you don't just become more attractive. You become unshakable. You become respected. You become the man women trust, follow, and love for life. Part 7. Women don't fall for perfection. They fall for stability. Here's a lie most men have been sold. That women are out there searching for the perfect man. The richest, the most handsome, the most charming. The guy with the perfect body, the perfect job, the perfect lifestyle. But here's the hard truth. Women don't fall in love with perfection. They fall in love with stability. Perfection is a myth. Let's be honest, nobody is perfect. Not you, not me, not the men she secretly admires. The guy with money might be broke tomorrow. The guy with looks will age. The smooth talker will eventually run out of lines. Perfection fades. Stability lasts. And women know this. That's why when she's choosing who to give her heart to, she doesn't ask, is he flawless? She asks, can I trust him to be steady when life gets hard? The emotional roller coaster. Women live with strong, powerful emotions. One day, she feels on top of the world. The next, she may feel anxious, doubtful, or insecure. In that emotional storm, she doesn't want another storm. She doesn't want a man who's just as unstable, who cracks under pressure, who gets carried away by every mood swing. She wants balance. She wants a rock. She wants the man whose calmness steadies her, whose presence makes her feel safe, whose consistency gives her peace. Example 1, mood swings. She comes home frustrated after a rough day. The reactive man takes it personally. He snaps back, argues, or withdraws. Instead of stability, he adds more chaos. But the Stoic man listens. He doesn't let her storm shake his ground. He gives her space, patience, and calm energy. And just like that, she begins to relax. Her storm fades because his presence anchored her. That's stability. Example 2, life's uncertainty. Life throws curveballs, job loss, financial stress, family issues. The reactive man collapses. He blames. He panics. He becomes a burden. The Stoic man acknowledges the problem, but he doesn't crumble. He faces reality with composure. His attitude says, we will figure this out. We'll get through it together. And in her eyes, that steadiness is more attractive than any amount of money or good looks. Consistency over perfection. Here's what most men miss. Women don't care if you mess up sometimes. They don't expect you to have all the answers. What matters is that you are consistent in your strength, predictable in your presence, stable in your values. Because consistency builds trust, and trust is what turns attraction into love. Think about it. What feels safer to her? The man who's impressive one day, then unstable the next? Or the man who may not be flashy, but shows up steady, reliable, and calm every single time? Why Stoicism wins? This is exactly why Stoicism is so powerful. It doesn't make you perfect. It makes you stable. You don't lose your cool when tested. You don't collapse when life shakes. You don't let your emotions run wild. You remain consistent. And in that consistency, she finds something priceless: peace. Women don't fall in love with men who make their lives more chaotic. They fall in love with men who protect their peace. The hidden desire. Here's something few men understand. Women don't actually want to control you. They don't want to be your mother, your babysitter, your emotional crutch. They want to trust you. They want to lean on you. They want to know, if everything falls apart tomorrow, can I still count on him to be strong? That question has nothing to do with perfection and everything to do with stability. Final message. So here's the wake-up call. Stop chasing perfection. Stop believing you need to be the richest, the best looking, or the smoothest man in the room. What women truly crave is stability. The kind of stability that comes from discipline, emotional control, and inner strength. Because at the end of the day, perfection might impress her for a moment, but stability makes her stay for a lifetime. So ask yourself, am I trying to look perfect, or am I working to become stable? Because one attracts for a night, the other wins her heart forever. Here's the truth you need to remember. Women don't fall in love with noise. They don't fall in love with drama. They don't fall in love with men who lose themselves trying to please. They fall in love with presence, with stability, with a man who can master himself. Because when life shakes, and it will, she doesn't want another storm. She wants a rock. She wants the man who protects peace instead of feeding chaos. The man who can lead without controlling, love without smothering, and feel without collapsing. That man doesn't have to be perfect. He doesn't need millions in the bank or flawless looks. What he needs is discipline, self-control, calm strength. And here's the good news. Every man can build this. Stoicism is not a talent, it's a practice. The more you live it, the more magnetic you become, without even trying. So stop asking, how do I make her like me? Start asking, how do I become the man I respect? Because when you live that truth, love doesn't need to be chased. It finds you. If this message hit you, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe, share, and keep growing.